So let's give some closing thoughts for this session. First of all, we've seen quite a bit about non-symbolic consciousness. We've seen that it's represented across lots of different points in human history, lots of different cultures and religions. It's not limited to religion and spirituality. Plenty of atheists have also had this experience, and it's been as transformative for them as it has been for many of the people on the spiritual side of the fence. We've talked about the fact that there's very little actual empirical research, but lots of introspection type research and some of the developmental controversies surrounding it and some ways to think about it in terms of, is this actually a new level of development for humanity? If not, then how can we think of where this might fit in to ourselves as individual human beings? And finally, we've talked a little bit about the methods that are involved in getting there and how there's really no significantly reliable, proven, quick way to just sort of flip a switch and get there. Let me close by just saying that this is a continuum, and continuums are something that we move along. So just as I mentioned that if you're way on the left side of the model, way deep in symbolic consciousness, as you work with the model, and I see this all the time with people that work with the model, even just becoming aware of the model is a very transformative thing for people. There's always movement down the continuum. People move. Once this framework is in their head, once the brain can say, aha, here's what's going on here, there's movement. So even if someone has been static for many, many years, or stagnant, if you want to think of it that way, for many, many years in terms of their place on the continuum, just becoming aware of it and being exposed to the material that you've been exposed to in this course, it's going to move you down that continuum. It's going to produce change for you. The more you work with this, the more change is produced, and the more you move down the continuum. So even though there aren't any hard and fast, immediately transition into non-symbolic consciousness type things, you can still be assured that this is a continuum, that movement is occurring, that if you reach the point where EFT stops working and you move on to WHEE, there's progression there. If you reach a point where WE stops working and you move on to the Sedona method, the release technique, and it starts working for you, there's progression there, right? You're moving towards that non-symbolic. If your goal is that non-symbolic, you're headed in that right direction.